I'm only gonna have 24 hours to make this. Usually good horror games take years to make, but it's only gonna take me 86,400 seconds.
Bruh.
For my horror game, I thought it would be a good idea to have something to be scared of, so I had to come up with a creepy monster design using Blender. This Blender. The timer begins and I start working on the monster. This thing is going to roam around the game, and when it finds the player, it's going to attack. It's a questionable design, but I think it's a bit better than my previous game models. Then I gave it some bones to move around and made the walk animation and the attack animation. Yeah, I'm not great at animating, so if you have any tips, let me know in the comments. I reply to every comment. The last thing I did for the monster was add some color. This is what the finished model looks like. Now that the monster is done, I started working on the actual game. I booted up Unity and created a new project, and the first thing I did was make the player able to move and look around. Currently, there's nowhere for the player to go, so I need a map. I decided to make a maze, and it took a lot longer than I expected. Then I added some lighting so the player would be able to see where they're walking. I later changed the game to use only a flashlight, but let me know what you think. Now the player can move around, but there's nothing scary about the game. It's just you and a flashlight. So I added the monster into the game, but currently he just stands there.
Yeah, not that scary.
I followed this tutorial to get the monster moving around, and now it chases you and it looks great. No, it looks terrible, it's just floating around. So I quickly fixed it, and now the animation plays when it walks. So now the monster will roam around the maze and chase you when it finds you. In order to make it creepier, I added some footstep sounds for the monster. Listen to it. So right now, the player has no way to actually win the game, so I added an escape room with planks that you need to break down with a hatchet. The hatchet will be somewhere in the maze. Once you break the planks and walk through, you will escape the maze and win the game. Now I have about 17 hours left, and I want to add a way to stun the monster. Right now, you can only run away from it and you can't do anything to defend yourself. I made a quick rock model in Blender and placed rocks around the map for the player to pick them up. The idea is to have the player throw the rocks at the monster and stun it for a few seconds. I worked on making the rock throw, but it kept throwing to the side of the player. I made some changes and now it works as expected. Except, it's kind of fast. There we go. The next thing to do is make the monster able to detect being hit by rocks. After some coding, it works. There's a little over 15 hours remaining, and I want to add a particle effect when the rock hits the monster because it looks a bit boring right now. So one particle effect and some basic coding later, this is the result. Then I made the death menu and the win menu, and then finally the main menu. You would think that the main menu is the first thing that you make, but no, I made the whole game before the main menu. Also, the game is called Claustro, and that's because the game is kind of like a claustrophobic maze. Yeah. I thought I was done, but then I remembered about one menu that I forgot. I forgot the pause menu. So I quickly whipped up a pause menu and called it a day. Then I uploaded the game to my itch.io page, where you should totally go play it right now. The link is in the description. I also realized this game took a lot less than 24 hours, but I didn't need to use all the time because it's a simple game. There is currently some gameplay on screen now. If you like this video, you should click the video that is on screen now. Thank you for watching. The player currently has no way to escape and win the game, so I added a room that has these planks, and you would need to have a hatchet to bring the... Damn, that's hard to say. What the